Hello, everyone. Welcome to MyWebUniversity, my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be discussing introduction to Windows operating system. In particular, I'm going to be talking about Windows 11 version, Unix and Windows and Linux are all operating systems. Windows in Linux and Unix nowadays have both a graphic interface as well as command line interface. From day one, when Windows was introduced, at the time was Windows 3.1. Prior to that one was DOS operating system, disk operating system, DOS. DOS is a disk operating system. Bill Gates from Microsoft was the um, inventor of DOS operating system. Originally, he came out with DOS operating system, and then later on, he introduced the company, Microsoft, and then become the founder of Microsoft and CEO. So we're going to be discussing Windows 11 today, the latest and greatest desktop version of Windows operating system is Windows 11. And I'm going to be showing you more on what to know about Windows. That's introductory level, not advanced level, not intermediate level, maybe some intermediate level as some level of advanced. But I want to make sure that you guys understand how to use, for example, a browser, how to use an application, how to install software, and how to use command line, how to use graphic interface, how to change the desktop. A lot of the usage that normally a person that uses the Windows operating system, they need. I want to just address that one. So it's from basic to intermediate to a little bit advanced level. At some point, maybe I will introduce you to the advanced level. For each of the advanced level, I have separate videos, whether it's programming, whether it's application usage or database or networking or virtualization, cloud computing, scripting, Python, PowerShell, C, C++, any coding that is involved that takes it to the advanced level. So I'm going to just be talking about Windows itself, the operating system. And then in order to do that one, let me introduce you to my web university, my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has been running for about almost a year and a half or almost 2 years now. And then I see that the subscription are growing, the number of videos that I have on it is growing, and people are watching videos. And I'm very happy for you guys that you're learning. And I need your support also to make sure that what I post, you make some comments on what interests you so I can just best fulfill your needs. At this time, let's get started with the Windows operating system. As you can see, my screen is the desktop version that is basically graphical user interface on the desktop. And then on there are icons here as well. These are icons that are on my desktop. There's a desktop directory that these files and folders, I could just put it there as well. But at the same time, I have these other icons on the bottom on that taskbar. This is called taskbar. And then whatever task you do, you have a tool for it, a resource that you can start. And you can see that there's a start menu that you can click on. You can just go to all the information that you have recently type in, the commands, recent command type in. And there, for example, if you want to go to control panel, you just open that one. This control panel is similar to the previous versions. So whichever one you're familiar, from there you can go there to the next level. At the same time, if you're just looking at some other tools, you can just open it or just type it in here. Like for example, if you want to open a command prompt, you just type in the click on this one. It just says, okay, you have Microsoft version 10.0. This is the release or the built version of the command prompt. The actual system information, if you look at this one and then just look for operating system name, you will see that we have Microsoft Windows version 11.2.11 Pro version. Microsoft Windows 11 Pro version. The name of the host name is algorithm. All this information in the command prompt version that is there, it is showing here. You can type in CMD and it will just open 3 command prompt every time. It just shows you the built version. So if I exit out once, exit out twice, and exit out 3 times, this time if I exit out, it will just close my last window and I'm back to the graphical interface here on the command line that I could just type in commands here or just type in, for example, if I type in calculator, it will open a calculator. Or if I type in Microsoft Word, Win Word, it will open Microsoft Word. And then if I just go here, say, okay, this is cool. Let me write something. This is cool. And then you just highlight this one. You say, let's change this one to a different size. And then we want to do this. And then you could just make it different type of colors. If you want to change the color, you can do color. And then if you just say, well, it's bold and then whatever, italicize it, underline it, anything that you want to do with it, put it in the center or put it to the right and then justify it, and then how you justify it, if you want to justify it or put it on the left or center, however you want, and then you can just do it. Or just take a portion of this one and then change the font of that one to a different size font, or just say, well, I want to write the cool in green, just change the color green, and then maybe the size I could make it really huge or something that is a little bit bigger than the normal text. I could do that one. So, and then if you want to delete it, obviously, highlight the whole thing and press delete, it will be deleted. And then there's a lot of option here that you can do whatever you want to do it with images, graphics, text and paragraphs and so many things. This is just Microsoft Word, Word. And this is part of an application called Microsoft Office. So I say don't save it. I'm going to say just click on don't save and it will close it. Similarly, if I want to just open PowerPoint, I can click on PowerPoint here and just open a PowerPoint from Microsoft Word. And if I want this template by default, I can just say, go ahead and choose this template. Now notice that the template is selected. Then I can just change something and then make my own presentation. Similarly, if I just want to go and do something else, so like Excel. Microsoft Excel is also part of Microsoft Office. So right here, you could just you can open an existing file if you have it, or just use a template one with formulas and everything, and then just say create, and then apply those rules, and then just create it one. And then all of these titles, whether you want to do a tab for basic or something, you have options. And then you could just put your formulas here. So this is not a class for teaching each one of these applications individually. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but just to show you that just from Microsoft Office, you have a set of tools that you can do. Microsoft Excel for like database. And then you could type in here MS Office, Microsoft Office, and if you just open the actual application, then if you haven't installed it, you can install it. And if you just say, well, I can bring it out individually, and then I can also just not be tied to only what is I'm typing here. I could just go in here, look at this start menu, and then when you click on the start menu, you have a set of applications that are pinned. So you can just say, well, for example, if you want to open a Microsoft Edge, you click on this one. If you want to open Mail, you just go get into Microsoft Mail. And then if you say, yeah, I don't want to send any email at this time, I could close it. And then if you want to set up your calendar, you could just open Calendar and then just do either Google Calendar or Microsoft Calendar, but you have to start all over with all that option that you have. Normally, I do a lot of these things on the server side, and then I keep track of them based on the tools. This is a video that with pictures that I had it on Persian teaching a video for and Farsi. So this is another tool that showed up here. I could close this one, for example, and then just go here and let's go to, for example, and like here, Microsoft. It takes you to Microsoft Store, and then from there you can just download the software. For example, Microsoft 365 is the one that I was showing you when Word and PowerPoint and Excel spreadsheet and everything else. At the same time, if you decide to just unpin something, like Xbox, if I don't want to see this one, you right click and say unpin from that. And then now it's unpinned. And then if you want to just pin it again, you could just do the start setting and click on the application or bring it and drop it here. So anything that interests you that is not there, you could just bring it and pin it, or just pin it here. So you can do it on the taskbar or on the start menu. Some of these tools that I'm not using, I don't use this kind of GUI so much. All I do is mostly do it from either these icons, because each of these icons could open so many options for you to do it. Like for example, VirtualBox. If I want to just run any virtual machine, I go to this software that I installed on my machine called VirtualBox. It is supported by Oracle. Oracle maintains it now. Originally, VirtualBox was bought by Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem bought, Oracle bought Sun Microsystem, and now Oracle owns VirtualBox. But this is a freeware or open source kind of software that is open to public, and you don't have to pay for it. If you pay for the support, yes, but not for the software. So you can just run your own virtual machines, and look at how many virtual machines I have. So on this one, if I just want to open one of the virtual machine called algorithm, and then this is Red Hat, you can see the icon, and then there's one Linux Mint, there's one for Ubuntu, there's one for Solaris, there's one for Rocky. You can see Rocky 9, all of these different flavor of Linux or Unix I have started on to them. So for example, if I open algorithm, which is a Linux Enterprise Red Hat version, it's going to just try to open that one. Now it's going to come to this notification. I can see that this Oracle VirtualBox is loading it. And then now it's going to go through the boot process. It's going to boot the Linux Red Hat Enterprise version. Now I'm getting my desktop icon. This is my virtual machine. So I have to have a authentication login password to that virtual machine, which is a Red Hat release. You can see it's opening Red Hat 9 version. And on this activity, I have a list of tools that I can click on. And let me move this zoom right here. You can see if I click on the software application, all the list of applications that are opening here. Whether I want to open an extern, you get an extern. If I want to just make the size bigger, I can type in here extern minus BG, dark blue minus foreground white minus font size 15, and then just do that one, and it will. Let me just type it in correctly. Somehow I type in something here, dark blue I have to put it within pound. I'm gonna try the actual dark blue with the 00 red, 00 green, and then blue is, I'm gonna make it 25. Minus a foreground white minus face font size 15 minus face is New York. And then I think that's good enough to just make that background dark blue image there. Then I can type in my commands. And if I just say cat etc os/release, then you know that it is Red Hat Fedora distribution of Linux Enterprise Red Hat 9.3. The code name is Flow. So if I just say, well, that's good, I just don't want to make this one a Red Hat things, I'm going to shut down this one because I didn't install anything. If I look at my resources, I can look at run top and I'll look at all the resources and everything, but I have other videos to show you that one. So I'm going to just shut down this one with the shutdown -H alt now. And since I didn't open any application, it powered off. Similarly, on Microsoft host operating system, that my host operating system is host name is algorithm, and then if I just say here on the about page, from the about page you can see the name of the host name as algorithm, and I just type in algorithm host name here. So if I say system info from command line and find /i and then OS name, and then I could just find out the operating system name. It's gonna say Microsoft Windows 11 Professional. And also on the command line, it just shows that one on the graphical interface where I put the about page. I believe you could just type in about here. Maybe I did, but I just did not open it. Yeah, algorithm is here, 32 gig, and then it's the processor, and then the details are all here. Windows 11 Professional Edition. So all of that information, you can get it also, like for example, this is 11 generation 3.4 gig. You can also get the same information of that, saying that just give me the model number. The processor model, it should say 3.4 gigahertz of Intel 64, and it does. So it's Mini 11. And then where the processor speed is 3.4 gigahertz right there. So you can get the similar information, whether you want it from graphical interface or command line interface on Windows. And then if you want, like it says 32 gig of memory, how do I do that one in command line? Again, and just clear the screen and just instead of this one, say type memory. That will just tell you the memory. Right here it says 32 gig. And then on the command line, it also says 32 gig. Yeah, here, physical memory. If I just want to search for only the word physical memory, and then physical memory, then it's a one line match. Then I'm going to get the whatever the word physical memory is there, which is a two-line match. Then it's going to match those two lines. So the find is your friend on Linux and Unix and other operating systems like Mac OS X. Mac OS X is also based on BSD, which is Unix, and then Unix, Solaris, and Mac, they use a grep command, and Linux also use grep command. Grep is stand for Global Regular Expression Print, and then for Linux and Unix, you also have extended grep. Here is find a string is just to match one, but find a string, this one is going to match more than one variable. So like here, it searches for physical memory. That's like extended grep kind of command. So if you want to search for this word string, it searches find a string or this string memory, or just the whole thing as together. So wherever, like here, it only matches memory. here matches memory, and here matches memory. Similarly, if I just search for OS name, notice this one is gonna search more than just one string. So let's clear the screen and then do this, and then show you the difference between the find string. The find string is going to search for OS name, a space name, one string, as well as a search for OS, which is wherever it finds OS, and then as well as the string name. So here I found out only OS, and then wherever it's found out name also, it that did this one. This was the most equivalent match, OS name, and then this one was just matching the name. These other ones matched the OS, and then here BIOS OS was found. So that's how this find the string command works, like extended grep. But if you are looking at difference between that one and just changing this one to find, now find is like a grep command. So it is looking exactly for what this. And then there's a version on Linux and Unix called a fast grep or fixed string grep, fgrep. Fgrep is like this, saying that match only exactly this fixed string. So it's going to match this fixed string or fast string. That's why it's called, since it's fixed, it is much faster to find exactly match there than just matching more than one. So these are command line interfaces. Luckily, Windows and Linux and Unix, all of them, they support both kind of options for you to do it. And then on the top of the GUI, you have these other icons. Like for example, you could say, give me when you type in just the word D, it is going to tell you that, are you looking for device manager or are you looking for something else? If you don't write more characters, it's not going to distinguish it. But since I'm looking only for device manager here, I'm going to click on this and it opens a device manager. So if I want to set up under my resources Bluetooth, I could look at that one. If I look at my entire PC and then that name of the algorithm, all that information, the drivers, the details, and all that information are generally here. So if I just look at for example, disk drives, you can see that this drive is 1 terabyte data disk. It's right here, and then the whole information is there. And then the volume name and everything else, drivers, whether it's installed or loaded and available for you to use it, is there. Similarly for the display, for the screen, and the display is here, the display graphic adapter. And then if I look for like monitor, what kind of monitor I have, you can see all your resources, including the ports informations. And then look at the processor, for example. We knew that our processor was 11th generation i7 core with 8 of these cores at 3.4 gigahertz. So it's from here to here, it's 8 cores. This one is a mini computer with 32 gigabyte of RAM, and until 11th generation with 8 cores at 3.4 gigahertz. That's pretty powerful. That's why on my virtual box, I was able to install so many of these ones. And then on each one of these ones, I install it, I just configure it to run with particular resources. For example, look at this one, algorithm. I have the name of the host name is algorithm. I have configured it with 8 gig memory and 4 processor, because I have 4. Since I'm not running all of them all at one time, then I could power it off and just have as many as I want, and I can configure it. And then if I want to get, for example, on Solaris 11 VirtualBox, I just click on it, and you can see here, I have 12 gigabyte on this one allocated with 4 processor. And then when you start this one, by default on the right clicking on the taskbar and just selecting task manager, and as you just open it, you can look at the performance of your memory, for example. Since I allocated this virtual machine to take about 12 gigabyte of memory, now from the 32 gig, as the program loads, I'm getting about 23 gig left available for me. So if I just click on this one and say, yeah, go ahead and start Solaris 11.4, this is going to go boot. And then as it boots, it is going to give me the release version of SunOS 5.11. SunOS is the name of the version of Solaris 11.4. The operating system version is called SunOS. Like in Linux, you have the code name of the Linux. It's the flavors could be Red Hat release or CentOS, or could be Rocky or Solaris. Their version is SunOS, Sun operating system, but they are based on BSD, Berkeley Software Distribution. Mac is also Darwin. Mac OS X is Darwin, but the version is based on BSD also, Berkeley Software Distribution. And as you can see that command line interface was available if I wanted to log in as a server and then start my command line interface, or I could just let it go on the graphical interface. And when it loads it into a different run level, which is the graphic run level, then I could just say, well, at this time, the machine is ready for me to log in. So it says username. I'm going to type in my username, and then I'm going to type in my password. As you can see, my username was Wahid, and that is okay to show, but not the password. The password is just have to be secret, and it has to be private to yourself, and you make sure that the password is strong. You log in, and certain activities that are available for you here. If I click on the show application, some of the application, like opening a terminal, it shows up here. So if I just say, let me just make it one more size bigger, and cap -n etc os -release, you can see that operating system, this -n means show me the line number. So now you can see that the OS release is Sun OS 11.4, and it is Solaris operating system by Oracle. Now it used to be Sun Solaris, now it is Oracle Solaris, as you can see the name, because Oracle was purchased Sun Microsystem in 2011, and then the version that we have currently is 11.4, and there's unfortunately not too much development on the Python version and other software application that are compatible. So if you just type in by default Python, and let's see, exit out of this one, clear screen, Python -- version, it will say 2.7. And Python 3, even though that one is there, Python 3 -v or Python -v. Earlier, when I wrote the v, it was lowercase. That's why it went to as if I wanted to go to Python 3 like that. So if I just exit out of this one, or I type in Python, it's going to take me to Python 2.7, because at that time, you can see which Python, by default, the user binary is pointing to Python 2.7 by default. So 2.7.14. And then similarly, if you want to use other tools on this platform, unfortunately, it is not that robust, because Python 3.12 is now available, and we are at Python 3.5, and that's way older version. So, but Solaris itself has so many powerful command line, like the ZFS file system, zpool list, and then we could look at that ZFS zettabyte file system as a storage that is used on Mac, and nowadays on Linux, Linux Ubuntu just added a ZFS. ZFS is really great. Solaris also has the dynamic tracing, also the /proc file system, which is very good for like P3 process one for looking at the system daemons. If you look at the process net, which is the mother of all process, system D is giving you the process tree of on the process one. And then similarly, if I go on P map of the process one, I could do a sudo in front of it, which is required root privilege. I could get a lot of details on the file system on the system PWDX one. Similarly, again, it says you need root and it will run it. There's thousands of commands everywhere, and then you can get it from there. So this time I'm going to go back to Windows. Let me just shut down this one. I'm going to say shut down. Shut down. You can always shut down from here, also from this and log out and shut down. But I'm gonna do shut down with grace period 0 minus init level 0 minus y, meaning don't prompt me a yes. And grace period 0, and by default you want to tell your user you have another maybe 5 minutes grace period of 300 seconds. We'll just do that one. But at this time, as a demo, I'm going to shut it down immediately. And it says that you need to have root. So I type in root, and then it just, since I had typed in the password previously for root, it just took it from memory and just rebooted my machine. And it's gonna just say it's safe to power off the system when it is successfully done. So because at one point it's gonna say right here, it says system is now power off, you can shut it off. And you can just right click here and then, click on the X and just say power off, and that is safe to power off. So as we were just stopping that system, the virtual memory is released back. And whatever we were taking on that one, we could just see the virtual memory, the performance is happening. And all the process that you spawn off, there's also Windows operating system has process management. So you can see all the process that come and go. So like right now I have 3 command prompt. If I just click on it, and each one of them, it opens. So if I just say close one of them, you can see here, I can just open another tab and then just look at this one. It's still the terminal, there's 5 of them now, the number of tabs. So if I close this one, this is a drop back to 3, and then I will close this one also. Now it drops to lower, and now it's gone. But if I just open another command prompt, say command, and then notice that as I open on the process management, the terminal opens, and each time it shows the number 3 because there's sub shells for it. There's a runtime broker and the Windows terminal.exec. So whether I type in this one, I could close it from here, and then that will close it here. At the same time, if I just open a calculator, let's say calculator, then you can see here it comes out there. So I can close it here, right click on it, or click on X, or just say, let's open another calculator here. I could say, and instead of closing it here, I could just right click here and say end task, and that will close it too. At the same time, I can open a command prompt, let's say I open calculator here, and then I say, well, I don't want to close it here because maybe I am writing a program to close it from another, either Python or from Windows command line. So let's open a command prompt and just find this one from a command line, how we can terminate it here. So I'm going to say command, open a command prompt, and then now, in order for me to kill this one programmatically, I have to list this task or this process and find out the process ID for it. So on Windows operating system, you have like this task list. When you just type in task list by itself, then you get a list of all the tasks that are running currently. Remember earlier I was telling you that you can do task list and then you can do find a string to search for any string that is ignoring the case. And then you could say, for example, calculator. If I just search for calc, then it says calculator app.exec. If I want to do it exactly like calculator app.exec, I could also find that one. But notice the process ID of that one and this one is exactly the same. So here I just abbreviated this one, that made it unique because that was all it takes. There was no other program on that one with calculator. But if I just open another calculator here, a second one, now I have two of them. I run the same command. Now I have this one calculator app. And then if I just do this calc, I'm going to get the same number. So how is that? This one is not found yet. So what I'm going to do is say, kill this one task, and then I'm going to do the kill command /PID, and then I'm going to give the PID of process ID of 4724. So it says that send termination signal to the process with PID of 4722. So now it is waiting the system file managers and program daemons is waiting for this program to gracefully shut down. And similarly on the Linux and Unix, there's a kill command, kill minus 15. Minus 15 means terminated gracefully. Minus kill minus 1 means do a hop. And then kill minus 9, it means force it. Since it waited a long time, it did not close it, I'm going to just say dash F. Dash F is like kill minus 9. You're forcing it. So now it's going to close that one. Notice that one is closed, the calculator. So if I just open a notepad similarly, like right now I have here, and then watch here, there's more tab here. You can just say, this is a second tab. You could just open another tab here and say, and this is a third tab, right? So you could do that one, and then you could do Shift Control plus, Control plus, and you can make the text bigger. Similarly here, I just Control plus, all of my text are here. I can also resize this, however I want to do it. Could also say, put this one on the left tab and put this one on the right column. So notice that I just made it because I chose this setting. I did the option of putting this one on the left and putting the blue screen on the right. So now if I just say clear screen, and at this time I say, let's kill all the notepad, but I'm going to just list them first. So in order not to see this prompt longer, so I could just see only my command with a C drive, I could say go / to C drive and then clear my screen. Now I only have a C prompt. So at this time I say do task list and then find string /I, and then I'm going to just say notepad. So when you do that one, notice that it says there's one that has all the tabs. It's a process ID of 884. Since if I could right click here and just and make the number big, then it's 884 ID, not 88. If I just resize it, that one with only with only to the right, and then the other one to the left, and then let me make my prompt here like to the right. Now you can see this one is on the left and this one, but notice this one is a little bit wrapped with 884 as says for console. So if you just make this screen bigger, you can see it as 8884. So make sure that you're not typing inaccurately when you meant to do that one. So since it's 884, I could also just make this screen a little bit bigger, and then you can see the 84 shows up here. So here I could say task kill /f/PID and then 884. Notice this time I put /f, meaning force it. So at this time I could just open it and close it there, and then it does it. So here I also have an option of, let me just clear the screen, and I could also have an option of running PowerShell. Now I'm on a PowerShell prompt. PowerShell prompt from a Windows command prompt, I just jumped into PowerShell. If I exit out, I'm back to the Windows command prompt. And how do I know? Is I type in directory, it goes there, I type in CMD, it does that one, I type in volume, I type in version, I get the same information, type in help, get all the information there, clear screen, help, version, for example, help, type command, whatever command you do, you can check it out. So clear screen here, if I do a directory, now I can write this directory into another file called d.txt. But because I don't have permission, it says access denied. I'm on the root level. So if I go to users and then Wahid, now I'm on my profile. Echo percentage path, you can see the path is set to this. I can also type in path. And then I can also use the set command on Windows. Set command is equivalent to like set env or set env or information to get it on the Linux side and Unix side. So set is there, but what about clearing the screen, running? Notice that whether I type in the command in uppercase or lowercase, or part of it uppercase or lowercase combination, the command works because Windows converts everything to uppercase before it executes it. So whether I type in uppercase set or lowercase set, it does work the same output there. So here I'm going to say set, and then I say find /I, and then just search for YE. Notice there's a number of kind of environment variable that are done. Here export a home path and so on, profile and user profile and so on. All of that details are there, right? So if I just am interested on this, and instead of this, I could say, for example, username, and then or user profile. I can also say echo percentage username, and then percentage, that would just say that it's there. Notice on Unix and Linux, you have to put the right case sensitivity. If the environment variable is in uppercase, you have to type it in uppercase. And lowercase versus uppercase is different. But on Windows, it converts it as I told you. So here, if I just say user profile, I can get similar information as I did earlier on the this longer command. Now here, this is just that variable is already defined specifically to have that value. So if I just do, for example, path, it is there similarly. So here, if I just want to say what Python version I have, you can see that I have a Python 3. At the same time, if I say dash uppercase V, it will tell you the same thing. Why is that one showing 3 when Python 3 is showing 3.10? The secret is this, that when you set your path, notice that one is showing same thing with Python. It shows dash V is showing version 3.12. The other one is showing dash V. So you might be saying, Wahid, why is this one showing Python 3 is showing 3.10? So if I just type in Python 3, am I going to go to 3.10? Yes, you're going there. You can see here. If I just type in Python by itself, it's going to go to 3.12. Yes. And then there's also Py -- version. This is on Windows, is, sorry, clear screen, pi dash dash version, lowercase. That's also pointing to this. So whether you type in pi, it also takes you to that one. So what is the secret of this? That you can see, you have that question of Python and 3 dash v is going to take you to 3.10, and Python itself take you to 3.12, and then Pi itself is also taking you to Python 3.12. The secret is on this environment variable path. If you have multiple version of Windows installed, Python installed at different version, then you can see that the version that is found out for Python executable python.exec, it is Python 3.12. And then right here, Python 3.12, this is the version that is found for Python. And then for Python 3, the version is 3.10, this is the version, the path that is going to find that one. So and then similarly for Pi, it's going to find a path to where the Python 3.12 is there. So just as an example, let's go to the Python 3.12 directory right here. So if I go to this directory all the way here, from copy this one, CD to that one, notice that now I'm on that directory. So directory store.exec, you can see there's pep stuff, Python, and then Python 3, Python also. So directory python.exec is there. Python, let me just see, Python, clear screen directory, Py star. So Python, let me just go one directory up. Yeah, so it's not on the script directory, it is actually on the Python 3.12. So you can see directory of Python, py-star.exec, and you can see Python .exec is there. So whether you type in Python dash v, it's gonna show the same thing, or Python.exec, it's gonna show that one, or dot slash. This dot slash means from the current directory, run this Python. That should also give you that 3.12. And if you just don't say the version, it's gonna drop you to the Python 3.12. So that is why we went to that one. Similarly, if I say echo percentage path, and then now cd to the directory where Python 3.10 is there, notice this one is Python 3.10. So if I just go to this directory and say dir.exec, notice that is Python with W is .exec and Python. So if I say python.exec dash v, it's gonna, let me just get out of this. This is not dash v and lowercase dash v and uppercase. That's gonna take you to the same thing as python.exec. So directory python star.exec is gonna just say python.exec dash version. It's gonna say that one. If you do that dot slash, it's going to say that one. If you just say python dash version, is gonna should say the same thing. So that's how we find the executable. And then Python W, that one is going to open a window, I believe, and then the exact that version is gonna just whatever that W is, it is not opening a window or something. What we could do is look on the task manager to see if there's a Python and the executable that are running here. So under the task, if you sort it by name, there's no Python.exec executable here. And then if I just say, well, it is not there, but I have multiple terminals, I could close these terminals, and then terminals are closed. Now opening another terminal, command prompt and then say task list, find string /I, and then I could search for Python. And there's none. That's why, and that did not open anything. So on this one, you can also open this command prompt with more privilege. So you can just right click on the command prompt and say run as administrator. When you run as administrator, it's going to just, Windows Firewall is going to just say, do you trust it? I say, yes, I do trust it to run it as administrator. Now I'm running it with a higher privilege. Since I'm running as administrator, I can run the same command that I used to do it on a command prompt that I did not have permission. I had to create it on a local directory. But since I'm running it with higher privilege, I have permission to write to any files in any directories on the system. So including like system32, like the directory store.dll is the list of all the dynamic link libraries. And then if I just say directory store.exec, it is a list of all the executables. Clear screen, let's say Notepad, I open it here. I just want to save this file somewhere on the C drive, maybe say save as, and then let's see if I could just go all the way to the C drive and just write it, say test.txt. And then click on save, and now do a directory here, C colon, and then list it, and now test.txt is there. So then I can say type test.txt. It is not locally on the Windows 32, it's not going to find it, but if I give the full path where it finds the file, it is showing that one as that command there. So now if I say, go ahead and type it and then open it on Notepad again, from here, I could open it and I add a line and say this is new line 2, just as well. So I'm going to save it as well and then exit out of this one. Now I do a type command on that one. Now just wrote the comments. So from here, I could go to the Windows directory, or I could just say delete C colon them. Let's not delete it here. I say copy C colon test.txt and write it to right here, test.txt. Now I have test.txt on this directory. Or I could just say directory double greater sign test.txt. Now what I did was I created a test.txt with more information. The first line that was there here, as well as all the list of directories from Windows System 32 written to the bottom of that file. As you can see, the whole thing is there. So now I just say, well, what is the difference between the two files? Notice if I just clear my screen here, I say directory test.txt here, and as well as C colon test.txt. The two files, one is larger because I append to it, and the other one is only 63 files. So there's a def command and comparison command. So help CMP is just showing you that you can do CMP two files if you say help copy and compare. Compare is the actual command that you want to compare, not a CMP and short case. So you can see that the two files, if you want to compare the two files, you can say, for example, clear screen, compare C colon test.txt and this local directory, and says compare this one can find test.l. Both files are say no, I don't want to do that one. Instead of test.txt, this one is also called test.txt. And you can see that this says files are different. Yeah, I know they're different, so I want to delete both of them. I actually don't want to compare more, so I just by accident type in Y. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm saying directory test.text here, and then C colon test.text. And those two files are there. I want to delete both of them. How do I do that? And instead of doing a directory, I'm going to say delete. Now they're gone. So if I do the directory again, it's not there. Both of those files are not there. Directory test.text is not there. If I want to create a directory start.exact and then say all exact.text, I just created that file. If I say more all exact.text, I just have the list here. And then that file is showing 631 executable list, similarly to saying directory start.exact, it's going to show 631. So what did I name it? Directory start.text. Since I name it like that, I'm going to say delete all exact.text. Now that file is no longer there, and I'm on the terminal back to seeing all of it. So I'm going to exit out of the terminal from the administrator level. I can also open a terminal on Windows. And so if I just open terminal, you can see here, I just have a PowerShell by default. So as soon as I type in terminal, as if I wanted to go to PowerShell. From here, if I just type in CMD, now I'm on DOS prompt. And if I just type in PowerShell, I'm back to PowerShell. But I open a PowerShell. Inside the PowerShell, I open a command prompt. Inside the command prompt, I open a PowerShell. And inside the PowerShell, I open another command prompt. So notice how many level of shell within prompt within shell. PowerShell within PowerShell command within command PowerShell and so on. You don't need that kind of level. You could just get out, and then now if I just close this last one, it will close my terminal. But every time I open a terminal, and then it's going to just drop me to the PowerShell. So PowerShell has its own commands, like get commands. Get command is a list of all the commands that are available within the PowerShell. There's thousands of commands. And now you can see all these ones are called commandlet. Each one of them, there's also aliases for these commands within PowerShell. So Windows supports PowerShell, which is for scripting inside the Windows operating system. Similarly to Python, you have PowerShell, which is a very powerful tool on Windows that you can do like similar to what you can do on Bash or scripting on Linux and Unix. PowerShell supports all of that, plus more. So inside PowerShell, you can get like, for example, a list of processes. And get dash process, it will just open all the processes here. You can also close this one and just go and PowerShell by typing here PowerShell, and notice that integrated standard environment, it will just come out that PowerShell in a nice IDE kind of integrated standard environment. This is giving you code that you can save it, and you can write it into a file. Excuse me. You can write it into a file and execute them there. So short form, like we did that git commands, git command, you get the list of all the commands, get dash process to see all the processes, and start the process. For example, start service. We could start a service or a start process. Let's start the process called calculator. And then we just open a calculator on the right side, and then let's just kill that one. When you do this one, as you start it, you can just now check on the process itself and find it. How do we know that one? Remember, PS is alias of PS. It shows you when you type in PS, it's as if you type in git process. So PS is giving you that one, git dash process gave you that one. But notice on the PS and git process, on the top of it, it has this process name or name. That would just be equivalent to saying that let's go to PS and then say where object is another kind of command. Where object, select object, and then there's a lot of commands on the commandlet. You can get it, and every command that you need help, you say get dash help, and then, for example, where. Anything that would where commands, where object, compare object on these ones, or list of related objects with where object. And so here is the actual where object that you can get help on it. There's also commands on the graphical interface, and I also did it on my uh, my website. So if I just show you on my website here, there's a lot of documentation at MyWebUniversity.com website that I did. If I just go to the next page here, and then here there's the direct path to Linux Ubuntu. I teach you a lot of the Linux and Unix and Windows operating system. So for each of these chapters that you go, there's a lot of documentation available. So let's say, for example, if you go to chapter 2 and then learn the basic of Linux commands, which I show you all these 33 commands plus the videos on it and everything. At the same time, you can come in and look at the documentation for them, like Unix and Linux manual pages, Linux, Windows technical documentation, and just look at this all PDF files. This one is mywebuniversity.com, all PDF. In addition to Linux, Red Hat and Linux Rocky version and Linux Ubuntu, I also have the Windows PowerShell and Windows Help. So if you're looking for Windows PowerShell command, you can click on any of this, and all this commandlet that I showed you, I have made it on a browser for you in a very nice PDF format. So you just don't have to type in. If you're looking for like git process, do a control F and say git dash process, and then find that right here, and then click on it, then start learning on PowerShell git process command. And then notice that I have to generate this one with a Python program from the Windows machine, and make it in a PDF format so it is available on the web for you online. You don't have to be sitting in front of a Windows machine. Similarly, if you want to just go on a Windows command prompt, and then instead of just opening a command prompt on a Windows and type in CMD and just type in help, and then let's say clear screen help X copy, for example, and instead of doing a X copy command or whatever command you're interested here, you could just come in here on the main page of my website, Windows 11, and then just you could get the command as well as audio for it, so it will read it for you. So let's say you're interested with X copy, you just click on X copy here, the PDF file will open, and you just read it. So imagine how life is simple nowadays for you because of the online training and online teaching that we make it possible. On the old days when I was a student at Cal State Fullerton back in '96, and I got my Bachelor of Science in '96 and my Master of Science in Computer Science, both of them in Computer Science from Cal State Fullerton back in '94 and '97. '94 was my Bachelor of Science, and '97 was my Master of Science. I graduated, but none of these things were available. We had to sit down in libraries to read books that were just not even, we couldn't even afford the book that was there, but we went through the hard way, and now it's easier. You just could be sitting in front of a laptop or a Windows a desktop or iPad or even cell phone, and just read the same information here. So for just ease of this, let's say you're looking for the type command, and then the type command is here, short and nice and easy. Type, and then you just gave the drive of the path. So earlier I showed you the test.txt. If you want to read this one loud to say what type does do, you just click on this one, and I wrote the program for you to just read it for you.
Displays the contents of a text file or files. Type drive, path, file name.
And then it just read it. So no matter how
Displays the contents of a text file or
many
files.
times you click on it,
Type
it reads
drive,
it.
path, file name.
And then if you want a longer command, like we look at the compare command, you can see this one is a little bit longer. So you can also click on that one for reading it. If you're just sitting on the side and relaxing it, and just let it run for you and read it, the whole thing for you, and just highlight this information, say, read this one
Compares
for
the
me.
contents of two files or sets of files. Comp, data 1, data 2, D, A, L, N equals number, C, off, line, M.
You have
Data 1
option to change
specifies
it and
location
download it
name.
and pause it and everything. So there's a lot of options for you here that you can do on this. The reason I came into the browser side to show you this thing on the PowerShell. So on the PowerShell, like for example, we start this scientific calculator, and let's just find out what is the process ID of that project. So in order to do it programmatically, say we say PS for process, that will give you all the process, but I'm going to say where, and then $ underscore is the name of the variable that you're gonna get it. So notice that process name was one of them. I could just shorten as name, and then dash like, I'm gonna just say calculator, calc, and then start. This one would just say, I don't know the rest of them, I'm going to just assume it. If I do this one with left parentheses and right parentheses, it's not gonna find it. But now I'm going to change this one to brace, because it's kind of like a loop through the process commands, and then find it. Now it finds it. So be careful when you're typing this command. This is a condition that will only match one line. But if the line does not match, then that where clause, sometimes when you're saying that if true, if this is not true, it's not going to find it on the first line. But when you do a brace, it's going to just go through all the occurrence of this process command, like begin and end. That's what's important to do it. So now we found out the process ID of that one. We can also just kill it by just running it into a pipe command here. So we did this one. Now we say, let me just make that, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to just say stop dash process. So now the calculator closed. I'm going to exit out of this one because we did enough on the PowerShell and other ones. I'm going to introduce you to some more level of the commands. But before I do that one, I'm going to pause the video for a second, because the room is getting dark and I just can't see what I'm typing. So 1 second. Okay, so we showed you a number of things on the command lines and all these icons. And all of these icons, they give you so much information. One of the most extensive usage of Windows operating system nowadays is by installing application and using it. For example, I installed Visual Studio Code here. You just use it for programming, or PyCharm here for writing Python programming there, or Xlaunch and other tools that you do. Each one of them is for a specific reason that you just use it, and then it opens it for you and do it. At the same time, if I just want to just get a specific portion of this command on Windows, there are some tools called snipping tools. This is very useful if you just say, well, let me just get this specific icons into a screen, and then I can save this one into a file by right-clicking, save as, and then copy it. or copy. Or sometimes, like I just did this one. Let's say I want to see this one, save this one as icons, or I could say, no, I just want to know only the Visual Studio Code. I want to just only get this one as an icon, and then I'm going to save that one as Visual Studio icon. I could just put that one into my PowerPoint presentation and just say I'm going to make a video on PowerPoint. At the same time, I could just say save as, and let me just go to this directory. And this directory, I will show you quickly how easy it is to make a thumbnail for your program, for PowerPoint or anything that you do with the icon using my Python program that I wrote to create a thumbnail. So right here on this one, I'm going to just say save it as a JPEG file, and I'm going to say Visual Studio Code. So just that name. Now I close this one. I don't need to have it open. I go to my command prompt here again, and then on command prompt, this one, I could say clear screen, CD here. I'm gonna go CD to demo slash images slash generic. And that's the directory that I just saved the icon. So if I say Visual Studio, all of that one, there's a Visual Studio code.jpg. And if I open that one, say start Visual Studio and tab it, automatically completes it for me. It opens the image that here that I did it. So at the same time, now I have written this program called thumbnail. So type thumbnail.python images. This one, it reads a program. So I wrote it and I copyrighted for MyWebUniversity at the time that I wrote it. And it imports the OS modules and it does a number of things. It reads a .jpeg file and it just translates it to a 1280 by 720, which is a thumbnail size for default of YouTube channel. So as soon as I just have the image, now the start.jpg is only a couple of files. The one that I've already done, these two, I'm gonna move them to the done directory. So I say move for C, for C star to done directory. Now, if I do the directory start.jpg, I only have the Visual Studio Code. I don't want to get the thumbnail of all of that one again and again. So I just want to get this one. Now, in order to run that one, I go say Python thumbnail, and this program is going to find the file on this directory that has an extension of .jpg, and it's going to just automatically create a JPEG size file, that one with thumbnail directory under it. So now if I say start.jpg, I have two files. One is the Visual Studio file, and one is a smaller size with a thumbnail size. If I open that one, thumbnail underscore Visual Studio Code, it's going to just show me that image. Imagine if you are just doing something bigger. So let's say if I just want to get another thumbnail here. Where's my so I'm going to just make sure that snippet tool is available. I do this, and now I click on new. And if I just say, well, let's get my entire desktop, and I'm just going to put this one as a thumbnail, just to create a thumbnail here, and then add it to the list. So here I save this one, and then say save as. Save as, and then I'm going to go to the generic directory again, generic, and then I'm going to give the extension JPEG, and then here I say desktop itself, just the name short, the stop is fine. So notice here, now if I just do start.jpg, I have 3 files. I don't need the Visual Studio codes again to be created. If I run my program, it's going to just create one more with this name PN underscore. I don't need to do that one. I don't need duplicates. So I'm going to move a star code .jpg to done. Now that file is done. Now store.jpg, I only have the desktop. This time I say Python thumbnail image. Sorry, Python, I mistyped it. And so you have to type in Python correctly and read like this. And then that will just create the file. Now it just create a image file, really nice for the two. So the file star.jpg, now I have two of them. One is this size, which is the entire bigger one. One is for the thumbnail. I call it thumbnail underscore desktop. So if I just want to make this one my YouTube thumbnail, this is the one that is going to be there with the thumbnail. So the fact that I just did this one on the PowerPoint, I did already this one. This is a nice thumbnail. I'm going to put this one here. Introduction to Windows 11 operating system. And then this one itself, let's just show you how easy it is to just do the same thing. So now move again, start.jpg to done. And then I hope most of you guys are going to subscribe or become members. If you become member, I could show you most of my codes on the these tools that I'm building, whether it's on MyWebUniversity or online videos or teaching you a lot of those codes. I could open it for members only because a lot of it is a lot more kind of copyright, but I could introduce you to those videos. So please join us on the, I need your support as well. And then if you support, I definitely will guarantee you that you will get a lot more. And then on top of it, whether you join or you do support, I will do my best to support you. I want to make sure that your life is easier for your jobs and your school and everything. So you could just support your loved ones and your families and yourself and become a great asset on the community that you live. And so let's get to do this one. I'm going to just capture with this. Now this directory is, there's no JPEG file here. So this directory is only my Python program, and then everything else is just some other directory. This is everything that is done and other full unrelated and other ones. So I'm going to just have this program available. At the same time, I'm going to create a snipping tool from this one. So let's call a snipping tool, which is a nice tool here. And then you just say, click on this class, and now you create your thumbnail here. You just say, select this one and up to here. And then here I'm going to right click and save as, and then say on the generic directory, again, where you want to write it and what type of file you want. By default, I want a JPEG. And then I want to just name it introduction to Windows 11. That is meaningful enough. And now I don't need to have this one open. So I'm going to close it, and I don't need this PowerPoint presentation to show, but I need to be on that directory, clear screen start.jpg. I have one file that I just created. When you use the start command, this one will open the file. Similarly, that if you're on a file manager, on file manager, you could do, if I just want to open the same file on file manager, I could just go on Windows file manager. Here, this is a file manager, manages all your files and directories. So you can just get in Windows file manager and look for generic directory, and then look for the file and double click on it, it opens it. And it opens it on the application that can read it in a nice format. If it is a Word document, obviously it opens it in a Word document. If you want to open it in a different, like let's say the Python program that I have, thumbnail and image file or something. This one is a Python script. I can say open with, and then I can say open with Python 3.10 or this or Visual Studio Code. So if you want to open it in Visual Studio Code, this is the code here. So you can just see that I'm opening a file and then just converting it into thumbnails and then just doing it. So this file manager is really cool. You can do it from graphical interface or command line. But notice now I have that image. I could say Python thumbnail.py and it's going to just create a thumbnail underscore name of the image and then opens it for me. So now I have directory store.jpg. I have two files here. Whether I use the start command here, it opens it, the same one. This is my thumbnail for this video, so I can post it later on and you will see that one. So if you just need to make thumbnails for your videos, join my channel. And then by joining my channel, I mean is that you go here, you watch a video, and whenever you watch a video, it has that join option here. See the join option here? You can join here, and then there's also star options that you can and just do some kind of support, show your support there, and or click on join and then become a member. And then there's certain kind of options that will be available for you in terms of code availability and in terms of certain videos by request. The title and the subject where what I created is still is my choice, is the creator choice, because some of them are behind the scope of this channel. Some of them is maybe meet the requirements. If your request is based on MyWebUniversity, the scope of kind of content, and then definitely I will make that video for you. So that is something that maybe I could move forward and just grow the channel with you guys support, and you guys are going to just get a lot of benefits by watching these videos and learning online everything and supporting yourself to get a decent job or great job or developer jobs, sysadmin job, DBA job, consultant job, remote working. A lot of options are discussed on these videos, whether you're learning enterprise level, Linux, Red Hat, Rocky, CentOS, Ubuntu, Solaris, Windows, Python, C, C++, Bash scripting, Apache web servers, Tomcat, anything that are related to computer science, I have a video for you, either whether it's NumPy modules or ChatGPT or something, I have discussed it. And also I have the same equivalent for kind of not exact number of videos, but equivalent kind of materials I'll be covering on MyWebUniversity in Farsi language, which is my mother tongue that I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, and I was raised till I graduated from high school, Habibi High School, and I'm very proud of it. And I just want to make sure that I support the Afghan community or anybody that speaks in Farsi that is willing to learn computer science related courses, and that I could bring them the best there for getting all the subject that are just going to help them support themselves to get a very nice job and help their families, their loved ones. So whether you're a Persian living in Afghanistan, or Afghan living in Afghanistan, or Persian living in Iran, or a person, Tajik, living in Tajikistan, you speak Farsi or Dari, that is Dari or Farsi is my mother tongue, and so I learned it in high school. We had a subject called Dari, and then we had a subject called Pashto, and then we also had a subject called English, a subject French, a German, Arabic, and then we had a lot of other courses, chemistry, biology, and mathematics and everything, algebra, all of those ones, history, geography, everything written in Dari, pure Farsi. Dari and Farsi is the same thing. So some people distinguish it a little bit because of where it come from. But to us, Dari and Farsi is, if you just look at it, it's the root is the same. Nowadays the same, and I just don't see that much difference. And I just love all languages, and I speak as many languages I can. I also speak Urdu and Hindi, and a little bit reading and writing Arabic because of the Holy Quran. But I can also speak Urdu and Hindi, and I can understand them pretty well, especially the songs. So let's get started back to the MyWebUniversity, and then this channel, so you could become a member, and then I'll support you to the maximum that I can, whether you're joining this channel or this channel, whether you're doing the Unix version, I mean the English version, or the Farsi or Dari version, I'll support you. And I'm hoping that someday, like Martin Luther King, today is January 15, is in memory of Dr. Martin Luther King. He is the greatest man on earth. At one point, one of the inspiration leader for human equal rights, civil rights. And then let me just go to google.com and just to show you. Look at this one, google.com. They have their banner for his memory as Martin Luther King Jr. This is Dr. Martin Luther King, who fought for human rights, and he was the inspiration leader. You can see that today United States had observation as holiday for his memory, and then you can see that what kind of great man he was. God bless him. Okay, so let's get started back to Windows. I get emotional, sorry about that. And we're going to talk about versions of Windows and this particular one. So Windows operating system, for example, on the client side, we had a DOS operating system, disk operating system, and then on the server side, we had Windows NT 3.1, 3.51, and then 3.5, Windows 4, Windows 2000, Windows Server, and then Windows 2008, Windows 2008 release, and Windows Server 2012. And then you can see 2008 release 12, and 12 release 12, R2 release 2, and then 2016, 2019, 22, and then even 23 release 2. And then there's also Windows Server semi-annual release that if you look at it, there's a lot of details for each one of them. But at the same time, list of Windows operating system, you can see we also have this image. Let me just close this image. Some of them, I might have opened it already. So I'm going to just click on this one again, and just to show you that there's also Wikipedia about different version of it. And if you look at this image also, maybe make it a little bit bigger. You can see Windows 1.0 and so on, all the way to Windows 95, 98, Windows Vista, Windows Me, and then the IBM version, OS2, and other ones were also there. And then 3.1 and T 3.5, 4, and then 2000, like I just showed you. Then also on the desktop, you have Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1. There was never 9, and then Windows 10, and then now Windows 11. At the same time, on the server side, 2003, 2008, 2008 release tour. I showed you all the way to 2023 earlier. So you could just look at all these sites and just do a comparison of the latest one. Sometimes these documentation are there based on the type of date that was published. So don't just assume that it is the latest and greatest documentation available. You can go to Microsoft official list and then search for that one, or go to Microsoft.com and then look at the source for the details there as well. That is just to find out the version that you have there. And then we talk about a number of other options. And on the browser, you have these options that you can just learn a lot of stuff if it is not available on the local machine to get that information. Like File Manager, I was showing you, it's a very specific tools that you can open files and other ones. So the one that we just opened is from graphical interface. You can just click on it. You don't have to do a start command. You're just right there and you just open it. And when you right click and it says, how do you want to open it? Just open it with these tools like Paint. If you want to open it, it will just open it in Microsoft Paint. So you can also type in MS Paint here to just go to Microsoft Paint and then go File and then open that file from the directory that you want to open. Like if I just want to open this one, you just do that one. So depending on how you want to do it, it's all these choices are yours and there. That's File Manager. There's a lot of specific stuff I could show you on each one of these ones. To be honest, each one of these tools, you have to have a specific video on it to do something. If you want to install something, for example, let's say I want to install Python, I could say Python, go to python.org, and then I just say go to download and then see the latest one that is available on the download directory, and then just say, okay, go ahead, download 3.12. Since I download this one already, I don't want to just download and another version is available. I just click on this one and then install it on my machine. So a lot of the tools are option for you on the browser. You could do it. And on the browser, you have option to go to google.com. You have the search engine that you can type in anything on the URL. For example, on the search engine of Google, you can type in, for example, show me anything with MyWebUniversity. MyWebUniversity. And then you could see that everything that is related to MyWebUniversity, it is there. So if you would say, give me MyWebUniversity.com main page, you could just click on it there. You could just say, well, go to MyWebUniversity.com by clicking on it and there. Or just say, go to at MyWebUniversity there. That's my YouTube channel. So here you can see that it is taking me to the MyWebUniversity.com. But if you say, instead of this one, you could just say, let's open this string on YouTube.com. So when you go on YouTube, their search engine is different. This is my sister's video channel on making Afghani dishes. And if you're interested, watch it. It's a lot of great cookies and a lot of great advice. So it's going to help a lot of the Asian people that they are kind of interested in making these kind of dishes. So just go for this one. Like, for example, at Hamid, Faima Hamid is her channel. So when you go to her channel here, this is the handle. So at the youtube.com, you can just also search for Faima Hamid and then automatically takes you to her channel. And this is her channel. This is the beautiful Kabul, Afghanistan back in the 60s and 50s or earlier. And that was there. This river is very famous river called Chamchamas. And then this is all her videos. You can see that there's a lot of nice videos here that she makes for every occasion. And then she published it and support all the Afghan women around Afghanistan and outside of Afghanistan in countries like United States, Australia, Germany, Canada. A lot of women support her, and it's a great that they have this nice community to just help each other and then teach each other to have great family life for their loved ones and how to support their families with the right things. So you're welcome to join, and maybe some of you guys might just be interested to, especially Asian people, that they have all kind of dishes that are so good. Great, you are welcome to just learn from it. And then if you're good, you could just make similar videos for other communities that you want to support. So on the handle, you could type in here at MyWebUniversity, for example. MyWebUniversity, it will just open on the YouTube channel. That is my YouTube channel here. And then that would just bring you that. If you just do this one and say in Farsi, it's going to open the same channel in Farsi. So I'm going to also open MyWebUniversity 10. I want to just introduce you to my sons. My lovely son, he's a great soccer player, a very great human being. He's helping kids also learn soccer. So this is some of his highlights. If you know any professional teams that could make him an offer, please just do that. This is his videos on in New York, for example, some of the videos, and then like this one, I believe he won the MVP award in New York there, and then among 11 teams. There's a lot of good videos here that you could learn for the kids to learn soccer from him. And then just to introduce you to like a short video, let's look at something that is short enough. I'm going to go to shorts here, and then let's click on this one, maybe. This is the left foot, and then on this video, he demonstrates to say if you're left or right. Can you identify which one is my left or right? Since I know his talent is on both, I'd say I know which one it is, but both of them are almost same. So he's a right foot player, but you can see that he scores with both right and left foot similarly. And then some of the videos there. Let me just go back here. Maybe there's a lot of this. Okay, so for example, on this one, let's look at this one for entertainment. Yeah, so like some of the video that are there, if I go on this one, let's go on this video. I'm going to make it big. You can see it.
Life isn't guaranteed, but your life insurance will be. Apply for whole life insurance coverage today. Protect your kingdom.
The 90-degree shot. This tournament was in Sacramento. He won the MVP award on that tournament as well. This one was in Orange County. He was playing for OC. This one was in New York. This one was in Virginia against Atlanta. This is the championship game, Atlanta versus Brishnoff. he scored 2 of the winning goals, and then this is his second goal on the semifinal, on the final. In overtime, they scored 4-3, and then Mortaza and his teammates won the championship. This is an Orange County team that he played for NCSL or UCSL teams in Orange County. This Mr. Bernardino. This against Galaxy U21 team. It goes between the goalie play. That was kind of very interesting. In this game, he scored 2 goals back to back on the same goal. You can see this one, and then the next one is coming in. His best friend Diego made a great pass to him. He's also a very good coach, Diego. With my sons, Mortaza, Muhammad, and Diego have been really good in soccer, as well as humanity and personality, helping the children's and coaching children's on their time that allows them on a daily basis. So they help so much on the community, and I'm proud of all 3 of them. They are doing great with helping the kids. This is the New York semifinal against Toronto. This is on Virginia quarterfinal, I believe it was. This is Toronto on the penalty kicks. Also, that was on also in New York, and this was in New York. This one is in Pasadena, I believe, UCSL. This is in San Francisco. He was playing for San Diego. And then there's a lot more here. I'm going to just after this move and then pass, I'll just pause it. And then maybe and let me just pause the video for a second. Let me find the video. I'm gonna pause it. So I paused it, and thanks for watching this one. I just wanted to show you that you can entertain yourself by watching YouTube channel, by going to website and learning education. For example, if you go to Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA, where I work, I learn a lot of stuff here on a daily basis. Just working here is great, and at the same time, honestly, this is something that the robots and everything that we make, through the community help and everything that scientific engineers are always on the, invention and everything that we do. It's just a lot of great things are happening on Earth and outside of Earth, Mars and other ones. Someday, hopefully, people will land on Moon, and we're working on that one already. So just looking at these options, you can see under education, you have all these kind of videos and audios. And if you're a student, and you can just go and learn it. And then if you want to just go under this, you can go, for example, jobs or careers. Some of you might be interested to look for working at a Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Just put the keywords, for example, software engineer. If you're a software engineer, and then search for it, or just if you know a specific skill, then you could just look for those skills. And then each of these jobs, or whether postdoc or other ones, you can look at the categories and then just find it. And so at the same time, you have, let's say at MyWebUniversity, where I have this one. If you just type in the full URL, you don't have to do the Google search. You can say https://google.mywebuniversity.com, and then automatically takes you there. So if you just say go to google.com, then it's gonna just notice I type in google.com, it is port forwarding to secure page. Even though I say http google.com, If I type in this one, it's gonna just port forward to HTTPS, which means Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure. It goes to the SSL certificate and then automatically opens the secure page here. Similarly, if I just say http://myWebUniversity.com, notice I'm typing Hypertext Transfer Protocol, but I redirect from port 80 to port 443, which is from HTTP to HTTPS. Now I'm back on HTTPS. And then here I have, like, for example, table of contents page, which is this book, The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu. Now I showed you a lot of the Windows stuff. You can also get Linux and Unix documentation here. So if you want to say, for example, Red Hat Enterprise documentation, notice I have about 12,000 PDF files. These PDF files, you have to be sitting on in front of a Red Hat machine, version 9, in order to look at them. But I made it available in PDF format rather than text format for you by writing a Python program that generates these files and convert it to PDF. And I give full credit to MyWebUniversity, which is mywebuniversity.com, my website. Since 2000, I have been building stuff on it. This Python programming language, the Red Hat Linux Enterprise Red Hat manual pages, and the free PDF library. So it's a lot of tools here available. And then in order to get each one of them, let's say you look for GCC. If you have the GCC here, you can click on that GCC, that's GNU C compiler, and then you can see the PDF file is about 678 pages on PDF file. So you don't need to buy books. And there are so many things on the manual pages that teaches you so much on it. Similarly, if you're looking for Python, if you look for Python, let's say you're looking for Python 3.1, you could see the information here. So there's a lot of things. This is all section 1 through section 9. All of them are formatted nicely for you in a way that it is available, and then you just don't do that one on another website or something. But look at this one, is Rocky version. Similarly, so I made a lot of these tools documentation available for developer students. This was I could show it to a coworker. He says this is the developer's dream because it's all integrated in one location. You don't have to do thousands of search on Google to get them. All 32,000 documentation in one place. Whether you wanted Linux Ubuntu or just do it even command line options. So if you're interested in a specific command, you could type in, for example, say, give me the printf command, it will just give you printf command section 1. But if you say, give me -S3 section 3 of printf command, then it says, okay, this is the coming from a standard IO. That's not a command, it is a function. And printf statement is a function. And here's the actual function and the arguments that are passed on. They are defined and include the standard IO.h library, the header file. So similarly, if you say, what about the mount command? You could get the mount commands here. They're section 8. You can also say -S8. That would be equivalent to just typing in by default. Since the command is default one is section 8, it will just find it. If you do a scanf command, it will open section 3. So if you do -S3 scanf, that would also work because my code on Python, I query, get the query string and then I parse it and then I just get you the output here. So there's a lot of things that behind the scene I did it for you. You don't have to be sitting in front of a Linux machine to just get this information. Sorry, a table of content. And so this one is table of content.html. This is the URL. Whatever you type in on the URL, if it finds on this The URL, the way it is there is the protocol, in this case, hypertext transfer protocol and secure S, meaning that there's a lock key that is there and says connection is secure. The connection is secure, that means everything is going through encryption before it is passed on the packet to the server side. And whatever comes from the server side through SSL certificate, private and public key, it's going to get deciphered back to the browser side, and you get to see the text and clear text as you saw it. But in between, when it is on the network as a packet, somebody cannot snip it and then just read the packet. This dab is saying that the document root on this site, where there's a directive on Apache web server. In this case, I'm running Apache. You could do iPlanet, you can do Netscape, you can do Tomcat, you can do IIS, whatever web server you're running, you're going to have a document root directory defined. The document root on this one, it says www.mywebuniversity.com. And then after this host name, there's a directory where it says on the var www directory HTML, what is this content document root, the file that I want to open, the resource. This is table of content.html. The whole thing called URI, Uniform Resource Indicator. So whatever you type in on this one, on the URL, this is your URL link. On the browser, somebody says, can you send me the link? So when you do Control C here and just open it here and say Control V, that URL is going to be done for you. But if you don't have this one, you can right click here and say duplicate this tab, and it will open it. And duplicate this tab, and open it for you. So whether you do this or do this, all of them are there. But in here, let's say I go to another page here, say take me to chapter 4, for example, and to teach you advanced Linux and Linux commands. There are 88 commands here. Each one of them that you could get, or just a video for each row I have. So if you want to watch this one, notice that URI or URL on this one is chapter 4. And then if you just right click here, say open just like this one, duplicate it, is there. But if I want to close this one, I say I don't need, you can close it here. And then let's say I go on chapter 4 and I say, what about the user del? There's a lot of documentation. I give you examples. So you can learn it here. At the same time, you can go on this one and then learn it from videos by watching the video. For each row, I said there's one video. This is row 1, video number 1. Row 8, video number 8, 8 of 8. So this is like 8 of 8 right here. Chapter 4, part 8 of 8. And then at the same time, if you look at like a process stream, on this command, notice that a process stream, $$ saying that give me my process stream. Here, when I say in process stream 3, like show me a tree structure of a net, which is the system D in this case. Notice that at the start with system D, all of the processes that are forked as a child process of the main process, and system 5 release 4 was a net, and system D, well, the process system D is the main process, but their process ID is both of them on both system 5 release 4 and system D is process ID is 1. 1 is the mother of all process. And this one forks all child process. So when you start a bash, you're getting forked from the net level to the next level and so on. All of these processes are forked based on that. So there's a lot of documentation on everywhere on the internet. You can search it, and then you need to make comments because no matter how much I talk about these videos, there's going to be something that you might not get clarified on this one video. So please make comments, see how much it helped you and how much more you want to learn on the same topic, how much I should add and making the second video as intermediate level or not worth it, or maybe just go to intermediate to advanced, and where you want to get there, please make comments. And I want to thank you for watching my channel and for your subscription, for joining the channel, and then also becoming a member, all of that one. I really appreciate your support as well. God bless you all. Take care and have fun.